Texas Wagyu beef, New Zealand grass-fed beef, infused with a secret blend of spices to create the most unbelievably succulent and barkalicious Texas barbecue that's truly unforgettable. If you love unique Texas barbecue style, this is it. What is up, Chow hounds and barbecue lovers? Once again, I have something extremely unique, just opened up less than 3 weeks ago. This is Irving, Texas, and that is Kafi BBQ. Crusted, barked up Texas style barbecue. Iraqi style desserts. You are going to love this place. It's really unique, but it's also Texas barbecue. Succulent, big dino ribs, brisket. You're going to love it. Let's check it out. Oh yeah, welcome. And if you're on the Texas barbecue trail or on the hunt for some unique Texas barbecue, Kafi BBQ's got to be on your list. The grand opening was December 2024, and they pride themselves on being uniquely different. Let's listen in as he talks about his unique cooking style.
Completely cold. I load it completely up, and then I get the pecan wood going. So it actually cold smokes for about 20 to 30 minutes. And the reason why I do that is because that's when the briskets are absorbing the most flavor from the wood. And then about 4.5 hours later, I stop using pecan wood, and I switch to posto. And the reason I'm switching to posto is because the briskets more or less stop absorbing wood flavor at about the 4-hour mark, at least in my experimentation. And so this is just a much milder flavor wood posto.
Yes, it is.
Still gives a nice flavor, but it's not going to be like that. It's not going to have that bite to it that pecan has. And so I kind of use it just for BTUs.
As we step inside, you'll notice his beautiful restaurant, bright colors, and of course him touting their awesome Texas Wagyu style beef. And since food's always better with family and friends, they have unique style dining family area and friends area out in the patio that they had made and shipped in from Turkey. Enough of that, it's time to chow down.
So cut straight down. There's the flat, there's the point.
The brisket, the meats, I'm telling you, they're all just barked up, juicy, and just dripping with deliciousness. And of course, you have to have some ends off the brisket. Who doesn't love that? It is so flavorful. My mouth is watering as he cuts his perfect, succulent style Texas barbecue brisket. Oh, and if you love Texas barbecue, you know you love them big Texas dino ribs. There's just not much to say here because as you look at him cut those, you can tell there's absolute meat, ribby perfection. Let's listen as he talks about his unique back ribs.
All right, so that's the dino. And then these are the back ribs. You'll probably notice the smell immediately. You probably could tell that these are grass-fed right away. The gaminess. But the back ribs, they're just a very different product than like a dino or a brisket.
Sure.
Because it's gonna kind of have more of an eating experience, if that makes sense. So the dino just melts in your mouth. The brisket more or less melts in your mouth. This one you kind of need to chew it a little bit. Because this is basically a ribeye on a stick. I mean, it is from the ribeye. No, just one order.
Awesome. That's one order. Look at the coloring and the bark on these. They were flavorful. Let's listen as he talks about his unique bean preparation.
I make my own barbecue sauce. I have my own brisket rub. I have the tallow that I render. So I just kind of used all of those. I used the tallow instead of like cooking down anything. I used that to sweat out onions and jalapenos and stuff like that. And started the mirepoix. And then I basically cook the beans in water first for about an hour and a half, because I soaked them for 24 hours. So these are dry beans. They're not from the can. And then what I do is I then add the barbecue sauce, and it stops the cooking. So at that point, I know that they're al dente and they're kind of good to go. And then you just let them go for a while. So these beans, interestingly enough, they're definitely unique in terms of the flavor. They're very different than your typical barbecue beans. I'm not using any pork. I am putting pieces of brisket, pieces of sausage in here. So that's all in there.
My mouth's starting to water here.
So for mac and cheese, I'm actually getting, I'm making a roux. And what I'm doing is I'm combining 3 different cheeses. I've got a really, really nice sharp cheddar from Tillamook Farms. So I'm using that as the primary cheese. And then I also have, I have Gruyere. So I use that for some sharpness. And then I also add smoked Gouda.
Those are all 3 very good cheeses.
Yep.
Especially starting with the Tillamook.
So this one is elote is just like a really classic Mexican style corn.
Right.
I use lime zest, lime juice, cotija cheese, which is like a drier Mexican crumbling cheese. And then I'm also using Mexican crema. These fries are cooked in 100% Wagyu tallow.
Awesome.
From the briskets. On the red onions, I'm going towards the fruity side. I'm using red wine vinegar. I'm using sumac berries, which are from the Middle East, and they're very, very fruity. For the cucumber pickles, I'm using a really high quality pickling cucumber. I'm using turmeric. So turmeric gives it a color and nice depth of flavor. And I'm also using some mustard seeds in the solution.
When he says he's uniquely different, he is definitely uniquely different. The flavor profiles, the meatiness, the deliciousness. This is a place, if you love Texas barbecue, I'm going to keep telling you this, it's got to be on your list to go check it out. He's only open Saturday and Sundays. Look at that rib right there. Woo, my mouth is watering again. And his sides, his mac and cheese, elote, his beans. I loved his beans. I took 3 things of his beans home. Kafi BBQ, Irving, Texas, has to be on your list. But you better get there early because they start stacking up real quick before he opens that door. Drop me a comment. Tell me what you think or ask me a question. I'll try to get it answered for you as soon as I can. And don't forget, they're locally owned and family operated, and a new Trey's Chow Down favorite and a must visit for you as a barbecue lover. Hope to see you soon.
We are out here in our South Victory Plaza with the man that we turn to whenever we want to know what food is the best in the state of Texas. That is Trey Chapman of Trey'sChowdown.com.
Best breakfast spots in North Texas with Trey's Chowdown.
So food expert Trey Chapman.
Texans know beef, and if you're looking for the best steak in town, we called in the food expert Trey Chapman.